Once the unit of analysis is defined, another major methodological point arises. How can we select the cases to investigate? This step is called case selection, or case sampling. The first possibility is to select cases through empirical sampling by choosing exceptional cases or situations. These exceptional situations may refer to success cases, like that of startups who were successful in receiving funding rounds and scaling up their business, or even well-known failure cases. When choosing success or failure cases, you need to provide a clear statement of what you mean with the term success. And beware that some academic journals may question why successful cases are more interesting than failures or problematic ones. A second possibility is to select by adopting theoretical sampling, that is, focusing direct data gathering efforts towards collecting information that will best support the development of a theoretical framework. This methodology is suggested when the whole study is crafted to provide support to emergent theories, or to refine and extend such emergent theories by identifying the so-called polar types, that is, extreme or unique cases that well depict and embed a given phenomenon or problem. When it comes to select a single case to be investigated, 6 are the rationales to possibly follow. You can select a critical case, using a clear set of propositions as a filter for selection. You can select an extreme, unique, or polar case, or a representative or typical case for a phenomenon you want to investigate, or a revelatory case, which allows to analyze previously inaccessible phenomena, or a longitudinal case, that is, you can observe the same things at different points in time. This rationale assumes conditions in the case about the unit of analysis selected are changing over time, so you can depict the phenomenon's evolution. Or you can sample a pilot case for multiple case studies, so as to test your decision about case design, like those concerning propositions or units of analysis. Anyway, you should note that a pilot case is not considered as a case study of its own, but it's seen as a trigger for a multiple case study. Some researchers and reviewers consider a multiple case study as providing more robust results and compelling arguments. This is due to the fact that such approach possibly reinforces the generalization of results, while enabling a comparative analysis of findings, due to the possible presence of extreme cases, polar types, or niche situations within the theoretical sample. There are 2 opportunities for selecting cases for a multiple case study: replication and heterogeneity. Replication provides analytical abstraction. It is analogous to the approach used in multiple experiments, and its goal is to duplicate results from previous works while seeking convergent evidence. It is a sound approach should you aim at proving a theory or a set of hypotheses and propositions. Heterogeneity consists in selecting cases that are representative of different patterns of behaviors, different achievements, different decisions, different stages of maturity, different evolutionary steps in a process, and so on. In this approach, you're aiming at including a variety of cases in the sense that you wish to identify and compare different typologies related to the same phenomenon. Should you decide to adopt heterogeneity as a cases selection approach, it is important that you identify and set the number and kind of typologies a priori, that is, before starting the detailed data collection process. A way to do so could be to make decisions about heterogeneity stem from quantitative analysis that helps in identifying the cases to investigate, or to rely on secondary sources of evidence. Let's now discuss how case selection and unit of analysis definition were performed in our example. In my exploratory study, I examined the process of early-stage business model innovation undertaken by different digital multi-sided platform startups in real-life contexts, varying in terms of two variables: environmental dynamicity, which could be moderate or high, and the startup's role with reference to such dynamicity, the startup being subject to it or determining it. As I wanted to contrast and compare different cases to improve generalization of findings, it's quite clear that I had to design a multiple case study. More specifically, I selected 3 different cases. Case sampling was performed theoretically, and following the interpretive stance I took, cases were selected according to their heterogeneity in terms of 2 relevant variables I determined a priori could be influencing the BMI process, which again are environmental dynamicity and the startup's role in determining it. This choice resulted in the identification of 3 relevant cases of digital platform startups that operate in a moderately dynamic environment, case A, or in a highly dynamic environment, case B, they are subject to, and a highly dynamic environment the digital startup determined, case C. As you can see, since I decided to base my theoretical sampling on heterogeneity, I had to predetermine the typologies I wanted to investigate before I started data gathering. And following the theoretical guidelines, I did so through secondary sources. Concerning the unit of analysis selected for the multiple case study, within all 3 cases, I analyzed the early stage BMI process the digital startup undertook, with its steps and constituting elements as possible subunits of analysis. Now that we are knowledgeable about unit of analysis definition and case selection, we can turn our attention to the steps and requirements for collecting data in such case and concerning the unit of analysis set.